Hello, this is Marty Griffin. I'm a Contact Center Technical Instructor for Sunset Learning Institute. Often in class for the past several years, our students have asked, how can I record prompts, even scratch prompts, for the applications and the scripts that I'm writing in Contact Center Express? And this presentation is a solution for that question. Our goals are to introduce a simple, easy-to-use recording tool in the form of a script and its associated prompts so that you can build an application on your contact center just for recording prompts. That recording tool is now available to download from the Sunset Learning website. There are some traditional recording methods in the past that have been used. One is to record prompts in Unity or Unity Connection and copy that file to Contact Center Express. This has become a little bit more complicated now that Unity has become a Linux operating system, and consequently the files are a little bit more difficult, but it can be done. A second choice is to send the text to a professional recording studio, which is expensive, especially if you're just wanting scratch prompts to test your script. And a third option is to use text-to-speech as the medium for your prompts, and that of course requires a text-to-speech engine to help you with that. So the issues on hand for needing to record a prompt are that the script developers for a company, they'll need to record scratch prompts for testing. Now, scratch prompts are prompts that maybe you and I would do in our unprofessional voices, and use them simply for testing and doing the right kind of prompting so we can assure that the script is working the way we want it to work. There is rarely a time when that script is going to face the public. We will probably eventually change to use professional voices for those prompts when we get the script thoroughly tested. Customers who also wish to change or create promotional prompts on the fly, I have a customer who has a lady who has a great speaking voice. She's the marketing person out there, and she has promotional prompts that she has in her script and wants to change them every 2 or 3 days. So we built an application with the base of this particular prompt recording script to help her do that and change those recordings every 2 or 3 days. And then sometimes customers will want an application for the professional voices to call and record. That directory number is given to the professional services, and they will call in and record something on the system, and that recording will get moved by the administrator. So nice method of getting quick recordings made by the professional voices. So there's a couple of issues, or 3 issues, that we look at. There's many more. Our solution is to create an application and a script for recording prompts. We think that every Contact Center Express installation should have some type of application running so they can easily record prompts. Our application, one of our applications we have here, will allow you to review existing prompts and record new prompts, upload the prompts right directly into the script repository for immediate use. And this application that we'll show you here should be available for use by the customer's developers and for simple prompt administration by authenticated sales and marketing people. It is true that we need to authenticate in order to allow people to make these recordings, and that is upheld in these particular scripts and applications we'll show you. Some of the prompt specifics are important here, and they must be prompts must be recorded or converted to G711 format. Our audio sample size is going to be 8-bit words with 8,000 samples per second, and we're going to use the audio format of CCITT MULA. We're going to have one channel. There's no stereo here involved, and our bit rates, of course, now are said to be 8 bits by 8,000 samples, and you'll see these files if you hover over them at 64K, 64 kilobit audio. So that's the prompt specifics that we need. There are ways of doing this. There are many free tools out there. One of the most exceptional free tool out there is one called Audacity. and it is for recording the prompts, and it's a free application out there. This shows a screenshot of Audacity having recorded a prompt. This is a pretty cool tool that you can use to edit your prompts. For example, many of us will leave spaces in places we don't want spaces. This will allow you to trim those spaces out. You see spaces on the front and spaces on the back of this prompt. They will clean that kind of thing up. We can clean out the amplitude and do some other things here, and remove some speech perhaps that we didn't want to have in there. Another tool that's useful is the Switch Audio File Converter. This tool allows you to take some files that you may have, your favorite ZZ Top song for example, and change that to the G711 wave format. Here shows in the upper right hand corner us changing a file here, and it is exactly the encoding and the format that we saw on the previous slide. So it's a pretty cool tool, and it's available for free for the download. Okay, the recording script we're going to show you here is derived from a very old script version, and it's been modified for newer CCX versions and the capabilities of CCX. If you've used that old script version, you saw that in 5.0 Contact Center Express it broke. It broke because authentication was required starting with 5.0, and the authentication not only was required in 5.0, but it changed in 7.0 and 8.0. So consequently, all your scripts will be broken at that point. This particular script we're showing you is converted to 9.0, and it will work just fine also in 8.0. Also, we are coached in here to upload those credentials. We need those credentials for the call manager username and the password, and they also in this script can be configured as variable parameters on the contact center application page. We'll show you those here in just a minute as we set up this application. Sunset Learning download includes these scripts as well as the supporting prompts. This shows an example of the call flow for RecordPrompts.aef. We will actually be showing you two scripts here, but this is the first and the simplest one. The call flow for this script is that the call will be answered by the script with a welcome message, and then ask the caller to record a prompt when finished. And when they finished, they'll press a pound sign. That pound sign, of course, cuts off the end of the recording and causes it to be finished, so to speak. And then there's a menu that would ask the caller if they would like to review the recorded prompt, and they can, at that point, will play that prompt that they just recorded and return back to the menu here. The second option is to save the prompt, and that option will ask for a file name suffix. This script will record up to 10 prompts with the same file name by adding a suffix, or 0 through 9, under the end of the file name. It'll play the file name with the suffix to the caller, and then confirm that the caller really wants to save. And based on that and the username and password, we're okay to write that prompt to the repository, where eventually, if we need to, we can simply change the name and move that prompt to some other location. The third option is simply to re-record the prompt. Perhaps the person doing the recording didn't like what they recorded, and we just punch up a 3 and get on out of there and record it again. So to prepare for what we're about to do here, we need to download the script and the prompts from the Sunset Learning website. And there is a file that will come down called RecordPrompts zip file, and it will contain the script and the supporting prompts. So this is a location where you can download from. It's http://contact-center-express-a-a prompt recording script and tutorial. Write that down, and we'll leave that up on the end of this presentation so you can write it down again. And when you get that down, then you need to unzip those files to your personal computer. Next thing we need to do is upload the script and the prompts to Contact Center Express, and of course we do that in script management and upload the RecordPrompts.aef script. and then using prompt management in CCX administration, we'll upload the prompts.zip file, and it will expand and unzip into a folder called RP for record prompts. Now, what do you say we go ahead and build an application for all this fun? Well, before we start, we want to show you a little script that we're using here as a demo script. When we get finished with this, we will write over this particular record prompt test prompt down here, and you'll hear a different prompt. Let's give this thing a little bit of a call right now and see what it sounds like.
Hello, this is the original welcome message for the prompt test tool.
Okay, and you heard it say this is the original prompt test for the prompt test tool. Next, we'll unzip the file that we've downloaded from the Sunset Learning site, and we'll extract that right to here, and we'll see what's included in that zip file. There are in fact two .aef files that are script files, and there is yet another zip file here with all the prompts in here to support the record prompt script. So it is our job now to put these up on the repository so we could use them. First, we'll upload the scripts that were included in the download and browse over to their location. One of those scripts is called RecordPrompts. That's the first one we'll be working with today. Let's go ahead and upload that script. And secondly, we'll go browse over and find the RecordAll script here that also we'll be using for this. I'll do a little upload feature here and do a return to script management. I'll now see that the RecordAll script and the RecordPrompt script are both located in the repository. On the prompt management page, we'll upload a zip file here. And first we need to get into the ENUS folder. And we see there is not a folder in here for RP. That's record prompt. And this is the series of prompts that we'll use for our application. We'll do an upload prompt, and we'll browse over to the prompt zip file. And folks, the zip file will allow us to put in 15 or 20 files here in one fell swoop. Let's go check it out here and do the little upload. And this is a pretty neat feature for this product. We in our class have 480 prompts that we use in our class. I upload them just like you saw me do it there in about 15 seconds. Now there's an RP folder down here, and if I open the RP folder up there, I'll see a whole pile of prompts in here that have to do with the record prompt application. That having been said, I can click on one of these, like the goodbye file here, and we can actually listen to this theoretically. And we can actually listen to this. There we go, maybe. And play it. Well, that's just a good joke on me, isn't it? Ha. Okay. Well, we'll quit trying that. Very good. Next, in application management, we'll build a brand new application that you would be putting on your system back home. And we'll pick this and we'll call this name Record Prompts. I'll give it an ID. I like to give it the ID of the trigger number I'm going to use, so I'm going to give it 5,000 here. And the maximum number of sessions would give that a 4. I'll need to pick the script I want, and now that I've loaded the record prompt script up there, I can go up and go ahead and load the record prompts script here. And we are good to go. So it's going to play the record prompt script here, but what we find here are 4 parameters here. These are variables that live within the script, and we can cause the the file that we're about to create, the prompt we're about to create, to go to a certain place and to have a certain name. So in our prompt directory here, we'd like to go put this prompt into the PL folder, as you see there. And the prompt name I'm going to use here for this is going to be PL underscore record prompt test, and the call manager user that we're going to use is going to be student 00, and the password is going to be student 00. Now remember, these logins and passwords are necessary for authentication. We cannot upload into the repository anything from a script unless we have authenticated. I've given this a description here, and we'll go ahead and add this application. Now we've got this set so that we'll create a prompt here called RecordPrompts.aef here, and what we need now is a trigger, and we'll add a little trigger to this thing here, and the trigger we're going to use is for 5,000. Remember, this trigger here automatically creates a CTI route point on the call manager and associates it with the JTAPI user. Our device name is going to be called RecordPrompts, and we'll give a little description here that says we're going to record prompts. Pretty clever, huh? And pick a call control group here, and we're going to pick a call control group for the instructor here, and we'll do an add function here. Now that we have done this, it looks like everything is looking good, and we'll do a little update on this application here again, and by simply swinging the telephone over here now and dialing 5,000, I should hear that script. Let's see if that works.
Welcome to the prompt recording tool. At the sound of the tone, record your prompt. When you are finished, press pound.
This is not the original prompt. This is a brand new prompt recorded in this video session.
To review your prompt, press 1.
This is not the original prompt. This is a brand new prompt recorded in this video session.
To review your prompt, press 1. To save, press 2.
Let's say we save it.
To re-record, press 3. Please enter a file name suffix between 0 and 9. Your prompt name is prompt name
1.
To save, press 1. Your prompt was successfully saved. At the sound of the tone.
Now this script is built so it loops right back through the menu again, and you can continue to record up to 10 prompts by giving different suffixes to the prompt name. Alright, that's really good. We're going to do a little update on this application here again, and now we're going to go call that application and see if it doesn't have a new welcome message. Let's check it out here. That's at 5001, and here we go. This is not the original prompt. This is a brand new prompt recorded in this video session. So sure enough, we have succeeded in changing the prompt of an existing script as if it were perhaps a promotional prompt or some kind of a prompt that we needed to change. Let's debug this record prompt script and take a look and see how it operates. Again, our call flow shows us coming down, playing a welcome message, and asking to record a prompt there. There is a menu that gives them 3 choices here, and when the choice to save the prompt is done, the caller is asked for a suffix, gives us a suffix, and we play that back and come around here for a circle. We could have made this a pretty sophisticated prompt by giving one of the menu choices as being an exit out of the script, but we just decided to keep it convenient and loop around and continue on until the caller got as many prompts as he felt that he needed to record. With that, let's do a little debug session here. So with that, we'll pull over our script editor here, and in our script under Tools, under Debugs, Reactive Script here, we'll pick the script that we wish to debug, and it happens to be the record prompts one here. We'll give it a timeout time here of enough time, and we'll get a little message here that says, hey, you only got 4,440. Never mind. We can make that go away. We don't need to keep that handy. And with that, we'll go ahead and call our Record Prompts application, and we'll see the script pop up here in the middle of the screen. Sure enough, here it came, and the red indicator here tells us, sure enough, we are in the debug mode. We also have a message over here that says we are in the debug mode, and we'll step through this to see what's going on there. We've got some annotation steps in here that tell us what's going to happen in the script there in case somebody has to follow us for the script. We'll accept this, and the script accepts this, and that's the termination of the phone call. Now that we're busy getting ready to do our work here, and we're going to get some contact information here, and in doing so, that contact information we got was the trigger language there. We use that to change the language of this thing if we wish to do that. That trigger language we're using here is English US. We have different triggers for this particular script, and we can do this in French, we can do this in Spanish, whatever that might be. The first prompt we're going to play is a welcome prompt here.
Welcome to the prompt recording tool.
And we've got that done, and we'll bop down here and get to the recording step.
Record your prompt. When you are finished, press pound.
This is a brand new script, and I'm telling you, it's the third time we've recorded this. Now I'm going to go press pound. Now you guys should notice that that's a different message than we had on there before, and we told it was the third time we recorded that. That's all good. We're going to verify and save with this menu here. The menu has choices in here. Menu has choices in here, and our choices are to replay, to write, or re-record, depending upon what we pick. That's where we'll go. I'll tell you what, let's go replay that and see if that recording actually made it here. So here's the menu.
To review your prompt, press 1. To save, press 2.
So I just said let's go review it, and let's see what that prompt sounds like. This is a brand new script, and I'm telling you, it's the third time we've recorded this. Now I'm going to go press pound. Okay, now that pretty much sounded like the one that we recorded, and sure enough, we're going to go back up to verify and save, and this time we're going to save this prompt.
To review your prompt, press 1. To save, press 2. To re-record, press 3.
We press 2, and at this point here we get into some of the intricacies of this particular script. We're going to set the file name suffix for the recorded WAV file here, and get that going here, and doing that by using a get digit string. And we're going to accept digits, but we can only accept, let me look here, we can only accept one digit here. So when we say we're going to record 10 prompts, that is 0 through 9, not 1 through 10. Okay, that being said, let's go check that out.
Please enter a file name suffix between 0 and 9.
I gave it a 1, and the get digit string step here in the prompt suffix down here should show a 1 in here, and the prompt suffix down here shows a 1, sure enough. And then I'm going to concatenate that 1 onto the file name so that the file name is going to be unique at least 10 times for this operation here. So let's continue on with that. And if I look down here now onto the prompt name, I see that I have a test1.aef is the file name that I actually have there now, and the one I got added by punching up that one. It turns out our script actually wants that test1, and that's going to work out just fine. So we're going to go bopping down through here some more.
Your prompt name is prompt name
1.
And that could have been a little more sophisticated. We could have played that with text-to-speech and actually had the real prompt name in there, but good enough. And then we're going to confirm that the caller wants to save this.
To save, press 1.
And we have pressed 1 here. And in doing this is pretty cool. We're going to say if that prompt save was 1, meaning sure enough that's what we want to do. We'll go to the true branch of this. If not, we're going to spin back around and re-record a prompt. Excuse me. But sure enough, we did say 1, and we're going to acquire the user ID from the call manager and the CCM user there. And let's go check that out and see what we're doing with that. Whoops. And the CCM user here is user ID is student 00 here, and we're going to put that into the CCM user and go check out some information here. So this is what we're attempting to do here, and we'll see if that works. And it worked out well. We'll go back down here and look at the CCM user ID and the CCM user, and now we have the formal ID that came from the call manager here, user in brackets student 00, and with that information there we have who this person is. Actually, we can do a lot more with this at this point. We can go get information from the database and the call manager, such as their email address or their PIN or other kinds of information. But this is good enough for right now, and you can get, as you can see, somewhat sophisticated with that. And we'll continue on now, and in moving on, we'll use the authenticate user step here. And all this, of course, is primarily to make sure that this person who's using this actually has the rights to upload here. So the authentication says the user I'm going to use is this, and the password I'm going to use is this. And that password and that user ID, of course, were entered in the application page, if you recall, as student 00, and the password was student 00. All that should work, and we should have a successful authentication. If we do not, this whole recording thing will fail. And sure enough, it is successful here. And we've got a little 1-second delay in here. It's kind of a technical delay to make sure that our communications with the call manager back and forth are going to be okay. Give it enough time to do that. And now it's time to upload that prompt. Let's take a look at that for just a minute here. And the language we're going to upload that is the trigger language. And there are, as you know, folders, ENUS, ESUS, different folders in the prompt system here. This directs which place we're going to actually put that. The prompt name here is as defined down below here. RecordPrompts.aef, and the document itself is the prompt record doc. And this document here is the document that was saved with the recording step. If we take a look at that, we wouldn't see it make much sense out of it down here. But this is what UCCX did, and this is actually a speech object that's going to be sent up there into the repository. And the user we're going to use is a CCM user. Again, that's necessary to continue on with this. Let's go ahead and upload that prompt and see if we're successful with that. We are. And this is a technical delay to assure a successful upload, it says. But what this is a psychological delay. This happens almost immediately, and the caller will actually hear that they're uploading a prompt and your prompt has been successfully uploaded. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear a little delay, like something's working. So this is what we call a psychological delay. So the caller say, oh yeah, it took its time, it put it up there. It's kind of fun. Alright. And we're going to set the recording retries and tell the caller all is well.
prompt was successfully saved.
And again, it'll go back around to recorder prompt, and we'll continue on with additional prompts if we wish to do that. But here I'm going to stop it with no grace whatsoever. We'll get snotty lady out of that, and I'll go hang the phone up. Okay, so that's how that script works. Let's go see if our new recording actually made it. So we'll pop back over here again, and we'll redial our 5000 number.
Welcome to the prompt recording tool.
Whoops.
At the sound of the...
Alright, we'll not make that mistake again. We'll do 5001, which is where our the application is that we're changing. This is a brand new script, and I'm telling you, it's the third time we've recorded this. Now I'm going to go press pound. Alright, so that sounded like that is very successful, and we accomplished what we tried to do. So it's a good script, very good utility, and it's a nice little application to have handy. You saw how we can actually create the name of the script, and we also saw how it is that we could put that script where it is that we wanted it. In this particular case, we put it exactly where the script wanted it to be, and wrote over the top of the original prompt. The record prompt script can be modified in many different ways. Here's one modification that we made to create either a standard prompt, as we did before, or to create a status prompt. In many cases, status of the contact center is important, and we need to let the caller know that you're in business, or that you've got an emergency, or whatever that might be. In this case, a status prompt can be recorded, and that prompt can be played anywhere in the script where it's appropriate to let the caller know of a particular situation. So the gray area here has been added to our record prompt script here, and here we've asked for a secret recording ID, and we've actually embedded into this script the ability to go in and get a pin out of the call manager, and so therefore the user of this application really doesn't even know what the pin is. That's kind of cool. And then also we've given them a menu. Is this a standard or a status type of prompt? And depending upon which one it is, that prompt's going to be named and placed in the place for either a standard or a status type of prompt. And we continue on with the record prompt as we see it there. So that's one modification. Another modification might be to add the ability to take some known prompts and hear them before you re-record them. That's what my friend does with all those prompts that she records, and she listens to the original prompt number 4, for example, and sees that sure enough that's the one she wants to replace, goes ahead and records it and writes over the top of it, and then hears it again after it gets placed up there. Lots of things can be done with the RecordAll.aef script. This is just one example. So there you go. Hopefully these tools will be useful for you, and you can continue on with developing great scripts with this great product. Join us in class sometime. Plan and schedule one or more of our Contact Center courses. We have 2 of them for Contact Center Express. And that first course is Unified Contact Center Express 5.0. And this is about 9.0, but they've named it 5.0. And this is a kind of an overall good course for those learning the deployment and administration techniques for this product. And it'll take you pretty much a long way down the road towards scripting. We pick it up and go a little bit further in a class that we offer here at Sunset Learning called Advanced Contact Center Express Scripting Lab. And that is for those who really want to get into it and use some of the advanced techniques that are available to you with this great product. I want to thank you all for watching. Once again, we'll put up the URL for this download, and go ahead and feel free to download those. Remember, you'll get 3 files. You get 2 scripts and a whole set of prompts that makes this thing just work in less than 10 minutes. So happy recording. We'll see you in class. This is Marty Griffin signing out. Thanks a lot for watching.